It's fucked up that YouTube ain't, they don't have it on their regular shit, which I don't understand.
Yeah, I was surprised I was able to get access to it.
Yeah, I'm surprised too. I'm surprised too.
Just to let you know, I gotta get something out the oven in like 14 minutes.
All right,
But I do have a lot of things to say about this album.
you do. Why am I not? Why am I surprised?
Believe, believe it or not, some songs grew on me. Believe it or not,
Some songs grew on you. Wow,
but it's still a failure. I don't care.
wow. Some songs grew on you,
But I really want to show off the rest of my collection tonight because
and that's
this is
that's
where
the
I come
best thing that people are looking forward to that than anything else.
the creme de
You
la
know what I mean?
creme. That's what I call it.
Facts.
You blow my mind. You say you got Keith Moon's autobiography. That's what's up. Yeah, that was a fun stream we did earlier.
It was. It was. I'm still pissed off. BJ couldn't be a part of it. You should have told me at least.
I wonder why he didn't make it.
You said he had to work.
But he said you okay. All right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I,
I
all right.
don't get it.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It's something. I don't. I'm like, yo, he could have made it on there. I don't understand why he didn't want to come on. You know. Mm, 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 mm.
You saw Bel Air?
No, I gotta watch that. Is it good? It was good this week. This week.
Yeah, it was good.
Sure.
Yeah, you know the season ends next week.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Fiesta, Fiesta. How's your family doing?
They good. They chilling. I just doing.
They're doing good as well. My dad just went to work.
Oh, true. I know you happy.
I mean, I'm happy either way, but still,
Right.
I'll be more happy once I get this paycheck so I can book this hotel for Monday.
Right.
Cause nigga almost went to the negatives today.
Sam said Wu Tang severe punishment or duck season.
Duck season.
Duck season was fire. Raekwon, the RZA, kill that joint.
I would appreciate everybody that showed me love yesterday during that live performance.
Yeah, do your thing.
Appreciate it. The new thing, clear. I may do a late night stream Wednesday night once I come back from my trip, just to
Okay, that's what's up.
just kind of watch my. I'm not gonna do no more collecting until probably about June.
June. When's the next
Yeah,
collection vid? Is it June?
I'm thinking about the next collection video being August,
August? Okay.
and the next two will be in August, and then I'm gonna have one more in December.
All right. So we got a lot of months till August. So
Yeah, I was
about
gonna say July. I was gonna say July, but I'm like, nah, nigga. Let me pay off some bills first.
right.
But I do have to get Eric one more album.
Cool.
I'm like, nah, nigga. I got I got goals this year.
Facts. Killer armies, silent weapons for quiet wars, or a lot of dark man has to the century.
Oh, a lot of Dark Man.
I like the Killer Army album. I really like that. A lot of dark man was fire though.
That's a Wu album I never hear people talking about.
Yeah. No, neither of them really. Mm.
Yeah, we gotta get back. I know I got a few Wu reviews coming soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fish Scale is coming soon. I know I might have to dive into some RZA albums, but RZA was making the best albums at that time. To be real with you,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, most on my 5 minutes. Actually, I'll be right back.
All right.
I'm gonna take this out the oven right now.
It's all good.
By the way, happy 420, everybody. I didn't even have a chance to say that.
Happy 420 to all the smokers. Mike was good, yo. Chilling, man. I'm good. Happy birthday to who? Who's the legend? Oh, Luther Vandross. Oh yeah, yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, a legend, definitely. My day was good. Real relaxful. That's how I like it. To just relax and live a stress-free life. Heavy D sample the best Luther song. A lot of people sample the same Luther song too. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah.
Well, let's get this album over with.
Huh?
Let's get this shit over with. I'm ready whenever you are.
Let's go.
What's up, YouTube? How's everyone doing this lovely day? This your boy Reg in the building. Got my homeboy Try with me.
It's good.
So I would call this trash review, but Try likes this album. You know what I'm saying? So this is gonna be a kind of a debate review. It's the infamous Best of Both Worlds album, which was which was Jay-Z and R. Kelly's first collab album. This album came out March 19, 2002 on Rockefeller on the Island Def Jam, and of course Rockland, which was R. Kelly's label, which was under Jive Records. Singles album is known for are Honey, Get This Money, and Take You Home With Me, aka Body. It was produced by R. Kelly and Jay-Z. They were the executive producers. Poke and Tone from Trackmasters, Megahertz, and Charlemagne. Guest appearances include Beanie Siegel, Lil Kim, and Devin the Dude. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, we've talked about every Jay Z album. We've talked about R. Kelly's albums that up to TP2.com. So, you guys should know who these guys are. And if you guys watch my channel, I'm not the biggest fan when these two get together like that. You know what I'm saying? I know I hate that Fiesta song. I hate Fiesta. You know what I'm saying? Guilty until proven innocent. I can vibe with that on occasion, but
That's cool.
these two were like the top cats, like in the hip hop and R&B genre at that time too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
R. Kelly was like the king of R&B, producing and writing. You know what I'm saying? Just redefining R&B. Whereas Jay Z, he pretty much was like the go-to. He was like the go-to rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like at that time, one of the biggest rappers of the world and shit.
Hmm.
So these two have collaborated on a few occasions, and the story will have how this came together. The story about how like, all this shit came together was like around 2002. Around 2002, they were like again at the peaks of their careers. and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. And so they were getting ready. I think they were getting ready to go on like a fucking tour or some shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? And so they were like, you know what, just give them a collab album. And collab albums at that time, because you know back in these days, anybody can do a collab album these days and shit like that. But at that time, it was kind of unheard of to be like these two main figures doing like a collab album and
Man,
shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. And excuse me, especially when it was like hip hop and R&B and stuff too. Because at that time, like in the early 2000s, it was more common for like a rapper and a singer to do like fucking songs towards one another. You know, because that year we had Nelly and Kelly Rowland with the Dilemma song,
mm-hmm.
and Ashanti, and Java and Ashanti were doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. So it was just like really effort compared to like a couple years ago, like in the mid '90s and shit too. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about this was the thing about this album was the fact that it came out during a very controversial time in R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying? And you guys should know that '02 was that was the same year, you know, he got caught with the abuse scandals and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, him accused of peeing on a girl, you know what I'm saying? Sex tape and shit. And this happened like early 2002, like February, and this album came out like literally a month after and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So and there was some controversy when it came to this because of the fact that with all of the mechanisms, it was originally supposed to have been coming out in February, but it got leaked before its actual release date, so they had to push it to March. And you know, this was around the time when everybody was leaking everything at this time too, so that's no surprise. You know what I'm saying? So, and you guys also remember R. Kelly's Loveland album also got leaked around this time too.
Mm-hmm. I had it on bootleg.
Yeah, that was the original Chocolate Factory album, which,
Yeah,
in my opinion, very dope album. You know what I'm saying? It to me, it was like the Love Letter album before the Love Letter album, if that makes sense. You
right.
know. But whenever I do a review on Chocolate Factory, you most damn well know I'm going to do a double review with Loveland as well too, because you know how we always do with like elite
Yeah.
music and shit too. So yeah, man. And so like again, this album had came out in March of 2002, and yeah, as quick as this album came out, it was quickly, literally forgotten about.
I
But
definitely agree with what Wally's saying that they both had too big of an ego. That's why the shit didn't work.
exactly, exactly. And then of course we all know the whole
But
history with.
the thing is, Jay Z ended up doing Watch the Throne, and Kanye West has a huge ego, but that worked. So make that make sense.
Shit.
You know,
That is a good point though. But yeah, man. And then of course you guys should know that this was not like the only time they did the Unfinished Business album, which I didn't really care for that one to be real with
that
you.
one I agree was weak. That one was this to me was better than Unfinished Business.
Yeah, and that was when they also had that tour too. You know what I'm saying? And Kelly Kelly got maced. Kelly got maced and whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, that might be a beef episode in the making. But everyone has talked so much about that. I'm still debating if I want to do it. But yeah, and this is the album cover right here. Look how simple this album cover is.
Well, Kelly had better chemistry with Biggie. Well, he only did 2 songs with Big. I don't think it's enough to say that he had better chemistry with Biggie.
You said what?
No, I was reading the comment that Wally said. He said that R. Kelly had better chemistry with Biggie, but Biggie only did 2 songs with him.
Right.
That was
Oh,
it. that we know of.
I forgot to mention the original concept for the best of both worlds was supposed to have been R. Nah,
Yeah, R. Kelly and Tupac,
yeah,
R. Kelly and Machiavelli.
that's interesting as hell.
Now that would have been
But
crazy.
yeah, I mean,
Pac,
this
I
album
think
has
Pac
like
had a, I think Pac had chemistry with everybody, so that would have been crazy.
facts. But yeah, man, this album has 13 tracks. Let's get this shit started. Track number one, Best of Both Worlds, the title track. Um, this one was okay in my opinion. It was a decent way to start off the album, but I would have kind of picked something else, honestly. Like, but just to get the audience attention, then yeah, it was alright.
It was cool. Megahertz produced it. I like the beat. Um, I think I was expecting something a little bit bigger, like a bigger intro than that. You know,
Exactly.
is when you have an album like this and they made like they had a press conference for this album. It ain't too many times to see a press conference for an album. You know
They
what I'm
don't do
saying?
that no more.
Michael Jackson did that a lot for his shit, but for rap, we didn't. I didn't see. I can't think of any like rap album press conferences, and they had a press conference for this, and the way that they promoted it was like supposed to be like big. Like you need a big intro for this album. I don't feel like they
Exactly.
gave us. I don't feel like they gave us that with this with the first song. I think they needed, or at least give us the intro, and then they can go into this song. But I don't feel like they needed a big intro for this, and we didn't get that.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with you on that. Cause that intro would have saved the album. Well, I won't. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna say that it would have saved the album. Alrighty. Track number two, "Take You Home with Me," aka "Body." I didn't care for this track. I agree with you.
I just wanna take you home. I love it.
I love the
It
track
was
masters,
yeah.
but yeah,
It was definitely a bop to this joint, yo. Like that was R. Kelly. That was the joints he was coming out with at that time. You know what I'm saying? And to me, Jay sounded dope on it. I felt like this was it was a single, right? I think it was a single.
yeah, it was.
But there's no videos for none of these songs because of what happened with R. Kelly. So I think they needed a video, but I like it. I think this was dope.
It definitely sounds Fiesta-esque to me.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
Like it was a throwaway beat.
No, I don't think it was a throwaway beat. Fiesta was such a great remix with him and Jay. It was like, you know what I'm saying? It's probably one of my favorites from that era from the 2000s. So.
Mm,
And that's
respect.
that's the time when remixes were like on its way out. You know what I'm saying? And that's another beat that people a lot of rappers will freestyle. So I remember hearing a freestyle with the Locks over that beat
I
on a
remember that
on a
shit
clue
too.
on a clue tape, and they were killing it.
Yes, sir. All right. Track number three, "Break Up to Make Up." Um, this was like one of those early 2000s songs with like one of them island kind of influences. I mean, lyrically it's cool, but I did not like that beat to it. To be real with you,
Right.
I'm like, Kel's Trackmaster, what the fuck are y'all doing? Because
It was
everybody was
cool.
doing that kind of beat,
Yeah, it was alright. It wasn't a standout track.
right? Track number four, "It Ain't Personal." This might be one of my top two favorite songs off this album. It uses the Isley Brothers "Groove with You" sample, which that's been sampled so many times in hip hop and R&B. Um, One thing I got from this song is just like you can't have certain niggas in your circle because some niggas just be so envious of you and want your downfall. Like
Hmm.
if you watch that final episode of Snowfall, you will know what I'm talking about. But
Oh yeah.
that's another story for a different. No, no, excuse me. It was Ozzy Brothers' "Voyage to Atlantis." That's what they sampled.
Right.
But yeah, man, I'm not even the biggest Snowfall fan though, but still.
Mm.
And there's actually some history behind this song. that this was actually aimed at one of Jay-Z's former close friends. I'm D Haven and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because you guys should know that they kind of had like a little falling out here and there and shit too. So yeah, this is actually a song I would go back and listen to. You know, one of the few
Yeah, this
songs.
joint was fire. This joint was dope. That I thought Jay was going that Dame on this, but
Nah, not yet.
not yet. This is the prequel to what was gonna happen. But I think it was a dope track. This should have a video also for it.
Yeah,
You know.
definitely. It kind of gives me Dynasty Jay-Z esque. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Kind of give me
yeah.
Dynasty Jay.
Hmm.
Track number 5, The Streets. Very cool song indeed. You know what I'm saying? Probably one of the hardest beats on this fucking album, and this was produced by R.Kelly. It's one of the 2 songs produced by R.Kelly solely. You know what I'm saying? It's just talking about how the streets can carve somebody into the person they are and shit like that today. You know what I'm saying? So this one's a pretty hot joint. I fuck with it.
I thought it was dope. And I love the beat. You know, R. Kelly's a great producer. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. Like to me, they had chemistry on this album. Like we've seen collabs with artists or even supergroups come together, and there's no type of chemistry at all, and
Right.
the album would be crap. But being that Jay and R. Kelly worked together before, I think they already knew how each other worked. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't really necessarily have to be in the same studio together to make it happen. And I thought the chemistry on this whole album with them was great. So I like the song.
Yeah, this was a very good song and shit. Track number 6, Green Light, featuring Beanie Siegel. This one was okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Beanie kind of saved the song. If you want to keep it a buck, you know what I'm saying? But this one was alright. It wasn't really one of my favorites.
The firm had chemistry with the original members. I think when Nature came in, he fucked the chemistry up. But the original firm with Cormega, they definitely had chemistry together. Um, Greenlight was dope. I remember this song when the album dropped, and this is a song that R. Kelly did Cisco on. It was this song, right? If I'm not
You said R.
mistaken.
Kelly this too?
Cisco. He had some beef with Cisco.
Oh, this was a song he did Cisco
Yeah,
in. Oh
yeah. He had
wow.
some. He had some. I forgot how the beef started. But Cisco had beef with people that I forgot how the beef even started. But he had some beef with Cisco, and he called him out on Greenlight, and the beat was hard. Beans. Beans at that time he was killing everything. So um, to me, R. Kelly was way ahead of Cisco. I wouldn't even uh mention him. You know what I'm saying? But I think this was a fire joint.
He also had beef with Joe around this time too.
R. Kelly or Cisco?
R. Kelly.
It was that over like the song, the more and more.
I believe so because Joe did an interview and he
Mm.
said that R. Kelly was like trying to call certain radio
Yeah,
stations not to play
right, right,
Joe's
right.
music.
Yeah, he was telling the radio stations not to play his music, and but see, I remember the more and more song. I think that was on that Loveland joint, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That was I heard it off with R. Kelly first, and then it ended up on a Joe album. So I don't know the history behind the song or whatever. But I mean, Joe was a great artist. I seen him live. He's great. R. Kelly, I seen him live. He was great. I don't know why they were beefing. Some of these R&B beefs during during the 2000s didn't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? But
It didn't.
you know, it was his Green Light was great. That was a great song.
Yeah, that was a very okay song and shit too. So um next track after Green Light, Naked. This is an R. Kelly solo track. Very, very, very dope album. A dope song in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Another favorite. It's like a nice, simple, piano driven kind of song. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna lie, it didn't really fit the album too much though. But I still like it.
Um, I don't think it fit the album because this is like a
Yeah,
hip hop R&B album. I think Naked could have been saved for like one of R. Kelly's own projects instead of this one.
right.
You know what I mean? I mean, unless they were planning on doing on each each of them doing like a solo track. I don't remember Jay Z doing a solo track on here. You know what I'm saying? So
Nah,
it was weird that R. Kelly had his own solo track on here.
yeah, it was very very weird though.
I
But
don't remember R. Kelly having beef with Usher Olive. When was that?
I don't remember that shit
You're
either.
making up shit, Q. Like, stop it. I don't. You're saying crazy shit. I'm like, I don't remember no. They did a song together. I don't remember them having no beef with each other.
Yeah, I don't remember unless I'm tripping and shit. But I don't remember
No,
shit
I
either.
don't remember that. And I have a great memory.
Alrighty, all right. Track number 8, "Shake Your Body" featuring Lil Kim. I did not care for this song.
I thought it was
This,
dope.
this is just
I think Little Kim has worked with them in the past too. So you know what I'm saying. So they this joint they were playing on the radio at that time. I remember that. You
right.
know, it was a banger. Like again, the the videos, no videos for these songs played a major part in why the album went under the radar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think this if this would have had a video, it would have been huge. And this is like Little Kim La Bella Mafia at this time.
Yeah, it was close to it.
That was La Bella Mafia was a good album. It's the Naked Truth I didn't care for, but she bounced back after Notorious carrying with La Bella Mafia.
Right. Alrighty. Next song we got is "Somebody's Girl." Um, I didn't really write any. I didn't care for this one either. I didn't
I
really
didn't
write
care
any.
for that. No, I didn't care for that.
Gotcha.
No, Cisco had beef with R. Kelly. I'm telling you, he had beef with R. Kelly. He had beef with Chauncey from Blackstreet. If you need to Google it, maybe you should do that. But he didn't have beef with Usher.
Hmm.
I don't know what the hell. I don't know where you all be getting these fake news things from.
Track number 10, "Get This Money." This one was okay. Again, not really one of my favorites, but it was okay.
I love it. Uh, that's the Bee Gees record they sampled.
No, no,
Um,
not this one.
it wasn't that one.
It's the Honey Joint.
A Honey Joint. My bad. Get This Money was dope. I like that one. Um, Again, that's another song they were playing, and I feel like they got like at least five hit singles off of this album that could have been huge. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was dope. No,
Yeah.
the online is they're lying to you. Don't believe everything you hear online.
Next track is "Shorty." Um, again, another track I feel like it was good but not great. You know what I'm saying? So
Shorty was my drink too. That I like that. I think a lot of these songs like it just fit. The track masters knew what songs to give them for this album. Like they just fit R. Kelly style at that time when he was using a lot of track masters for his projects, and they worked a lot with Jay from like the what they were doing with Jay. They started
and this
working with Jay like on what not Blueprint. Might have been what's the first album they started working with Jay? It might have been the Dynasty album if I'm not
yeah.
mistaken. I think it was Dynasty album. Yeah, they did a lot of stuff with Jay. They did a lot of stuff with Nas at that time, and I just feel like a lot of the beats were like handpicked for Jay and R. Kelly. They didn't go out of their comfort zone and give them nothing too crazy. So
That's true. Alrighty. Where we at? Now track number 12, Honey. Yeah, it's crazy because we recently talked about that Bee Gees album that they sampled this joint from. This is a song I like too. This is like one of my favorites off this album. You know what I'm saying? Nice Way. I think this is like one of the first singles off this album too. So gotta give it up for that. Very very
This
dope. Yeah, this was a fucking dope ass album. I mean, dope
yeah,
single.
I like
They
this
should
definitely.
they should have ended it off with this one, but
I liked it. Great song. Yeah, this was the Bee Gees joint from that Flying Spirits Within or whatever album. And I noticed it when I was
yeah,
playing that Bee Gees album. I'm like, oh, this is the joint that the Trackmaster sample for Best of Both Worlds. So yeah,
right.
this was again, this is one of my favorites. I love the beat. It was a club banger. You know what I'm saying? I don't I don't think Keith Sweat could beat R.Kelly in any battle. He would lose by round five. I don't even think he would last long with R. Kelly.
Mm, all right, and then the final song we got is "Pussy" featuring Devin the Dude. I do not like this song, and I like Devin the Dude too. I feel like he's dope, but certain artists he can work with and shit, in my opinion.
It was cool. I don't even remember that joint though. I'm trying to remember the track. I don't even remember the beat, but like I think Jay trying something different because he never worked with Devin before. That was dope to see, and
Hmm.
you know, give him like more exposure to the point where you can have like New York City and the East Coast like really pay attention and know like, oh, if Jay is doing something with him, maybe I should check out his albums. And I think that's what Jay was smart at, was like collaborating with artists that people could check out. The minute that he did Big Pimpin' with UGK, it's like they got more exposure. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
when he was working with Kid Cudi on Blueprint 3, he got more exposure. So
yeah, there's like a lot of Southern MCs and rappers that he helped out and shit to get more exposure.
right. Sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes you got to throw them on a remix or an album cut so that the rest of the world can catch up to them.
Exactly. So overall, this is a mediocre album if you ask me. I personally feel like with this album, it was a lot of dope ideas on paper, but once you actually get to like on physical, then shit it just goes haywire in my opinion. So there was like maybe like three. Sorry about that. There was like
So
three joints that I fucking liked from this album, but all in all, I kind of give this one a 2.5 out of 5.
like when I look at when I love sports, and when I look at sports, and a lot of times when in the NBA when a lot of players get drafted and they make them out to be like the next big thing, and they hype them up, and then they don't live up to the potential. Like I was always a fan of Yao Ming. Yao Ming didn't last in the NBA because he had foot injuries, but he could have been a legend if he played 10, 15 years in the NBA. I think an album like this, it had so much potential to be probably the best collab album between two artists of different genres. And unfortunately, because of the sex tape with R. Kelly, the charges coming up, and even when they tried to get past it and do another album, go on tour, the tour didn't last because it was issues on the tour. You had R. Kelly talking shit about Jay-Z, and Memphis Bleak got involved and all that. So when I look at these two albums, this one and Unfinished Business, is like it was so much potential with these albums, and it was something that wasn't done before on that scale. But when you look now, 20 years later, you have you know artists like Alchemist doing an album with like Larry June, or Apollo Brown doing an album with Raheem Devon. You know, Musique Soulchild just came out with an album with Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying? So I think people like artists now are inspired by an album like this, like seeing two of the best in their genre, you know, do come together and do an album.
Hmm.
And to me, the album would have been a classic if it actually got the promotion, if it actually had videos to go with the singles. You know, if they went on tour and it was a successful tour without no drama, and we didn't get that. And anytime I hear it, I always think like, yo, this could have had so much potential, and it was just a missed opportunity. You know what I'm saying? But I still feel like it was a dope album. I think Trackmasters gave them the right production, being that they had history with both artists, and they didn't have a whole bunch. They didn't have like 20 plus songs. They didn't have a whole bunch of features, because really Jay Z and R.Kelly could hold an album down by themselves. They don't really need features like that.
Right.
It's something that they did, but they're so great at what they do. They can hold a whole album down by themselves and still make it entertaining. You know what I'm saying? And
I,
they've and
I
they've
agree.
done that. They've done that in the past. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate of the stuff that went on with R. Kelly in his personal life. But I still think it's a good album. I'm gonna give it 4 mics. I like this one more than Unfinished Business, because that one it felt like they were trying to start over, and the chemistry on that one wasn't there. And that might have been like songs left over from, I don't know how long it took them to do this album. It might have been songs left over from this album session. You know what I'm saying? But I know at that time when that album came out, that supposedly R. Kelly was doing the album with Birdman. Birdman actually played some songs that he did with R. Kelly on TV. I remember seeing that. That was on the MTV Cribs when he was on there. It never came out. And then you had other people like There was a rumor that LL was doing an album with Genuine. That never happened, and Genuine ended up making TGT. We saw what happened with that.
Right.
So there was rumors after that, like, oh, like, who can do a best of both worlds type of album like Jay and R. Kelly. But like somebody said in the chat, it's I don't think everybody can do an album together. I think they can do a collab, but a whole album is like you have to get used to how that particular artist work in the studio, how they go about doing their songs, and go about doing the album. And if the chemistry ain't there, the album's gonna be shitty. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, because that Jay and R. Kelly had chemistry in the past, and Jay wasn't originally planned to do this album. It was Pac, and Pac it wasn't here. So I still think they did a good album. It was just a fucked up time when it came out. You know what I'm saying? And I don't I don't I don't if they didn't drop it then, it would have never came out, because there was never gonna be a good time to drop that album, because once those charges came out with R. Kelly and the sex tape, it was like that ruined his reputation forever.
Exactly.
And a lot of artists stopped working with him. I mean, he was being blackballed and shit, and so it's like, when would be the right time to drop the album? You know what I'm saying? If they had dropped it now, like 20 years later, I don't think nobody would pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like Jay-Z wasn't gonna let that shit drop now anyway. So they had to drop it at that time, and you see what happens. But I still feel like, even with all the shit going on, it still was a good album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you about that. All right, so like I promised y'all, I got a few more albums I want to show you guys for the collection video. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to show all these off tonight because I gotta
Jay-Z
put
was a
on.
late bloomer. You think Jay-Z was a late bloomer? How? I don't see it.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, um, first album I want to show you guys I got SWV. It's about time.
Classic.
Yeah. I recently got this one for Ashley as well too. You know what I'm saying? So I found this one in stores, I think a couple weeks ago. I think it was a school kid record. I found this one at.
Nice.
Very, very, very dope album. It has
Yep.
like a good mix. You said
How
what?
much was it? How much was it?
$5.
Oh, great.
Yeah. This was known for singles like Weak, I'm So Into You, Downtown. They have the original version of Right Here. Well, actually, no, no, no. I got the 1993 reissue, and
Mm-hmm.
it has the Human
The
Nature
remake.
remix and shit too. So thank God
Yeah.
for that, because I didn't care so much for the album version, the OG version, to be real with
See,
you.
I like the album version too, but the remix just took it to another level.
Facts, facts. But yeah, man, very, very, very dope album. Must have in your collection. Then I got the Mo Money soundtrack.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, very, very, very dope one.
Mhm.
Somebody I want to say. Oh yeah, I got this from Nelson, DJ Nelson.
Oh, DJ Nelson sent you that?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, DJ Nelson totally ignores me now. Like he don't know the homie.
Well, this is the first time before he started ignoring me and shit too. So,
Yeah,
but
I
yeah,
gotta talk to Nelson because he been acting funny.
yeah, this was the movie of the same name from Damon Wayans. Marlon Wayans was in the movie. Very, very dope movie. Very underrated, if you ask me. This was known for songs like "Money Can't Buy Me Love." That was Ralph Tresvant. Janet Jackson, Luther Vandross. Best Things in Life Are Free, featuring Melba DeVoe and Ralph Tresvant. Love that song. I Adore You. That one had who was in that one?
That was Karen Wheeler. The Karen
Karen
Wheeler.
Wheeler.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, you're right, you're right.
I remember that joint.
Yeah, then you had fucking Let's Get Together.
Hmm.
That was with Crush. MC Light with Ice Cream Dream. I love
I
that
like that
song.
song. Yeah, I love that.
Sounds of Blackness with Joy and Color Me Bad with Forever Love. Very dope record
Yep.
too. You know what I'm saying? I like the Big Daddy Kane song he did with Low Key called "A Job Ain't Nothing But Work."
Hmm.
That was very hot, but this is a very, very, very dope soundtrack. Must have in
Ralph
your
Tresvant.
collection.
Ralph Tresvant still performs that. He still performs Money Can't Buy You Love. I
Right.
totally disagree with what you're saying, Wally. Pac wasn't big when he first came out as a solo artist. He didn't really like become huge till I Get Around came out. That first album, even though Brenda Was a Baby was a huge hit from that first album, he wasn't where he was at once he got to Death Row.
Right.
Like, if anything, he was a late bloomer.
Yeah. Next album I got is Weldon Irvin with the Sisters. This album came out in 1979. Weldon Irvin, he's like a jazz artist. You know what I'm saying? Um, if you guys find him familiar, the song "Morning Sunrise" that was the original sample for Jay-Z, "Dear Summer" off Memphis Bleak's album. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a very, very, very smooth album. If you like that late '70s jazz fusion. Rest in peace to Weldon Irvin because he committed suicide back in 2002. So rest
Oh
in peace.
wow, damn.
Then I got a Super Cat with Don Dada.
Oh yes, yo, I used to have that on vinyl, and my grandfather was heavy into like Caribbean music, and he would win giveaways. I think that's where I got it from. He would win giveaways from the radio station, and the radio station he had won the giveaway for. They were doing a giveaway for Supercat Dandada. He won the giveaway, but he wasn't into dancehall, so he gave the album to me. When I played that album, it was nothing but fucking scratches on every song.
Oh wow.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, this is why they gave it away because they knew it was a bad copy, and I should have replaced it then. That was like '93. I never replaced it, and it's hard to find on vinyl now. I definitely need to get that again.
Yeah, I was so surprised I found this on vinyl too. But yeah, this was a very dope record. This was known for songs like Dolly My wait, let me see.
The joint with Heavy D is on there.
With Heavy D, them no worry
Yeah,
we, you know what I'm
them don't
saying,
worry.
and then you also have songs like Ghetto Red Hot, you know what I'm saying.
Yes, that
Dolly,
was
yeah,
fire.
Dolly My Baby was on this joint.
Yeah, I love the remix
Yeah,
too.
but for the vinyl version, same. I don't have that for my vinyl version and shit too.
Yeah,
So,
I
but the
don't think it
remix
was.
with
I don't think they ever put the remix on the album. That was like on the
oh
CD
wow,
single back then. They put it up like on the 12 inch.
yeah, I'm talking about the original version too. I don't have that there.
Yeah, yeah. That was like on the 12 inch. They put that.
Got you. But yeah, this was
Pac
like
was
one of
not a
those
star in
first.
'92, bro. What are you talking about? He was not a star in '92. He was a star when Me Against the World came out. He was not a star in '92.
This is like one of the first dancehall albums that crossed over to like the English, like the American audiences and stuff too. Must have in your collection. This is where Sean Paul gets his style from. I don't give a fuck what no one
I like
says.
how these people just come on here and they just say all kind of crazy shit. Go back and Google that. He was not a star in '92 like that. Not on Snoop Dogg level. Snoop Dogg was a star the minute he came out.
Right. All right. Next album. I'm so glad I got this album in my collection. It's George Michael with Older. This album came out in
I never
1996.
heard that one.
Man, this one is an underrated one. This probably his most underrated album in his discography.
Is that the one? Is that the album that came out when he got caught in the bathroom and shit?
This was before that, like
Before that?
two
Okay,
years, 2 years before.
right.
But yeah, the story with this album was like he was supposed to have came out with an album in like 92, the Listen Without Prejudice Volume 2, but he had issues with Sony Records at that time. You know what I'm saying? And he felt like they didn't promote the Volume 1 as much, you know what I'm saying, for as much as the Faith album. So what ended up happening was the fact that he only submitted songs like throughout like soundtracks and charity recordings. Most notably, he did a duet with Elton John, the cover of "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me." You know what I'm saying? And 1996, he got a new deal on Virgin Records, and he wanted to like fully embrace his artistic control. So you have songs like "Spinning the Wheel," "Fast Love." I love that record. "Older." He did a cover of "I Can't Make You Love Me." You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very underrated album, if you ask me. So glad I got this album because this album usually goes for like a lot of money too. So this George Michael Older.
Well, Wally wants to come in come on the chat the show and explain why he feels like Tupac was a star in '92.
Man,
I love it. Bring him on.
honestly,
I love it.
I
Please,
I have a
please
lot
bring
of
him on.
shit to do tonight, man. I don't have time for this BS right
Why
now.
why do you feel like he was a star in '92? He wasn't.
Plus, I'm trying to
Okay,
show
he
off
did
these.
Juice. He was a budding star. You know who was a bigger star than him? Will Smith was a bigger star than him in '92.
Well, I'm just
He
trying to
had
show
Juice.
off these albums, honestly, man.
He had Juice, but he wasn't a huge rap star like that. Not yet.
Yeah, once he came out with "I Get Around, Keep Your Head Up,"
Yeah.
that's when he
That's when he
escalated.
became a star. When Trapped came out and Brenda's Got a Baby and If My Homies Call, he wasn't a big star like that yet. He lived through that. I lived through that one too. So what you saying?
Yeah, shit. Let me show off these albums, man, because I got like a lot of shit to do tonight.
You should bring him on, Reg. I just want to laugh. I just want to laugh. Just come on here and tell me why you feel like he was such a huge star at that point.
Well, if he can put his email on the chat, then I'll bring him
Okay,
on.
okay,
But
put your email in the chat. He said 3 minutes. So he has 3 minutes to tell us why he feel like Tupac was such a huge rap star in 1992.
if he can put his email on the chat, then yeah, correct. Let me show off these albums and shit too.
Yeah. Go ahead. I want to see what else you got. Strictly for My Niggas was good, but he wasn't a huge rap star then either.
All right. Next album I want to show y'all is Talking Heads, Remaining Light.
Oh yes, my favorite.
But it's your favorite album from them?
Yes.
It's my second favorite. It's my second favorite. This album came out in 1980 on Saya. You know what I'm saying? This one was like really when they got really more popular, or a lot more critical acclaim. You know what I'm saying? This was known for songs like Once in a Lifetime, Crossyet and Painless. I love that record. Born Under Punches. You know what I'm saying? Like they really was experimenting more with like funk and reggae. You know what I'm saying? It started getting more political with certain songs and whatnot. Definitely so glad I got this album in my collection. Expect some Talking Heads reviews. I'm trying to get a few more albums before I actually start talking about them.
I thought we
But
did that
yeah,
already. We didn't do that.
we did Speaking in Tongues, the one that
Oh,
came after this one.
okay.
Which that's actually my favorite album from
That's
them.
your favorite
But
one.
yeah. All right, shout out to Ashley again for this one. Rolling Stones, Aftermath. Came out in 1966. Very great album, in my opinion. Like this is a classic album. This was when they really was like starting to get more in like their blues rock sort of. This is the first album up to this point where they wrote almost all the songs. Actually, no, that they wrote all the songs off this album. All the songs off this album. This is known for singles like "Painted Black," um, "Mother's Little Helper," "Lady Jane." You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of crazy too because around this time they had gotten cool with Alan Klein, who was like a businessman. Kind of fucked over their publishing, for a while too. You know what I'm saying? And he fucked over the Beatles publishing. Little known fact was that Mick Jagger warned Paul McCartney not to fuck with Alan Klein, but John Lennon, he fucked with Alan Klein more and stuff like that too. So a lot of lawsuits happened later on. You know what I'm saying? So, and this is when the cracks was really starting to fall between Brian Jones and the rest of the group, because you guys should know Brian Jones left the group by a couple of albums after this one, or fired, left the group, depending on who you ask. But yeah, this is the Rolling Stones Aftermath, 1966.
Come on, Wally. Put your email in there so we can have you up on here. You said you want to be on here for 3 minutes, so put your email in.
Yeah, because once I finish these collections, I gotta end off because I got shit I gotta do.
I want to hear how he think Tupac was a big rap star at that time, because I got other artists that were better at that time.
All right. Next album. This is now I'm so glad I got in my
No, put it
collection.
in the chat so Reg could give you the link. Does he have your email?
You said what?
Does he have your email?
I don't. But I don't fucking know. That's why I just like. It's been a while. It's been a fucking while, and
Just put your email in the chat so Reg can send you the link.
anyways, they got Val Young, Seduction.
Oh wow, Val Young
This
from
album,
Death Row.
yeah.
Oh wow,
But this was before she hooked up with Death Row. This was
right.
way before because people forget she was actually affiliated with P Funk at first. I want to say she was one of the original Eyes of Frankenstein. Yeah, she was a background vocal for Eyes of Frankenstein. Then she hooked up with Rick James, and Rick James pretty much took her under her wing. You know what I'm saying? And he produced this whole album right here. This album came out in 1985. Very hot album in my. This is a very underrated album in my personal opinion and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? That it has that typical Rick James funk. You know what I'm saying? That he was known for doing for like the Mary Jane Girls at that time. This was known for songs such as like Mind Games, Seduction, If You Should Ever Be Lonely. You know what I'm saying? Piece of My Heart. Must have in your collection. Definitely expect a review on this one.
She looked like one of the Mary Jane girls on the album cover.
I want to say she originally was supposed to have been a Mary Jane girl. I
Oh,
want
was
to
she?
say.
Oh wow.
Shout out to Aisha for this one. It's Mary J. Blige, the
Yes.
Mary album.
She got you something good for once.
Chill. This album came out in 1999. We've done a review on this album, so I'm not really going to spend too much time, but this one was known for singles like As, the Stevie Wonder cover, All That I Can Say, Deep Inside, Give Me You, and Your Child. This is when she really like got rid of the whole hip hop soul with this one and just got more like strictly R&B. Very great album. Very underrated. I don't hear a lot of people talk about this one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Alrighty. Speaking of Lil Kim, I got La Bella Mafia.
Oh, good, a good one.
Yeah.
So you have all her albums now?
I don't have Notorious K.I.M.
Thank God.
Yeah, this album came out in 2003. Now I've not heard this album in full, but I've heard certain tracks and tracks I did hear I like.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of fans they kind of say next to hardcore, this is like her best album next to hardcore. You know what I'm saying? And with this one right here, I think she was even writing some of the lyrics herself too. So this was a very, very, very interesting album because around this time too, she left Junior Mafia. She kind of ended her business relationship with Puffy around this time too. You know what I'm saying? So this was known for singles like The Jump Off, Magic Stick with 50 Cent, Thug Love. Yeah, man, this was a very, very good record. Definitely expect a review on this one. All right, shout out to Eric for this one. The Jackson 5 with ABC,
Mm.
the second album. Oh my God, Eric, man, he went on this one and shit too. This one was like again more like the bubblegum pop kind of era. You know what I'm saying? It was known for songs like ABC, The Love You Save. You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very dope. They did a cover of the Delphonics La La Means I Love You.
Right.
Love that cover. They did the cover of The Miracles Come Around Here, I'm the One You Need. You know what I'm saying? So very, very, very good album. They even did a funkadelic cover of I'll Bet You, which I felt like that was pretty interesting as well too, because people forget George Clinton did some writing for Motown Records like way back in the day and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So very, very, very dope album. Must have in your collection. Alrighty. What can I show y'all next? We just done a review on this album. It's Shalimar 3 for Love.
Thanks.
Yes, we just done a review on this past Monday. Very, very, very great album. This is like my second favorite Shalimar album. You know what I'm saying? This was known for songs like The Lover and You, Make That Move, Full of Fire. Very, very, very great album. Definitely cannot wait to talk about Go For It this Sunday. That's gonna be Sunday at midnight. I'm gonna text you the schedule later on and shit.
I
All right.
don't see Wally in here.
They ain't coming, bro. It's all good. Anyway, next one I got Melissa Morgan, self-titled. You know what I'm saying? This album, hold up. Melissa Morgan, Do Me Baby. That's the album. This album came out in 1987. Very great album. Very underrated, if you ask me. Yes, she did do a cover of Prince's "Do Me Baby," which I'm not gonna hold you guys. Hey, that's a very great cover. That's like one of the first great Prince covers,
Wow.
like in history and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Actually, this album came out in 1986. Excuse me. And she did the song "Fool's Paradise," which Mary J. Blige that taking all this time for
Right.
Jay-Z's "Can't Knock the Hustle."
Mhm.
I even like the Fool's Paradise remix of "Can't Knock the Hustle" too. You know what I'm saying? So, "Do You Still Love Me?" That was a dope single too. Yeah, man. Very, very, very great album. Very underrated, if you ask me. Must have in your collection. All right, then we got Juvenile, 400 Degrees.
Nice.
Finally got my hands on this album. Finally got my hands on this album. Album came out in 1998. Yes, this is a very, very, very dope album. Fucking my album, baby. But that's another story for a different day. This is known for singles like "Back That Ass Up," which, if you go to a fucking party and they play this fucking song All Hell's Gonna Break Loose. And you have
Yep.
Pa, which they had like literally two remixes of Pa. They had the Hot Boys remix,
Mm-hmm.
then they had the Jay-Z remix. My favorite song on this album, If You're Gonna Ride With Me, niggas gonna like that's my favorite song off this whole fucking album. You know,
Right.
definitely expect a review on this one. You know, this one right the fuck I got two more stuff to show these motherfuckers. I got Junior Walker and the All Stars. This is a Junior Walker and the All Stars live. This is a live album that they did
Mm-hmm.
in 1970. You know, Junior Walker and the All Stars, very, 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 very dope. Very dope. Motown group. Definitely into like that soul kind of funk kind of groove. You know what I'm saying? They were known for some shot you. You know, very rare album. Must have in your collection. Then I got some jazz for you guys. I got Dinah Washington with For Lovers Only. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? What year did this album come out? I'll look it up while I talk about it. But yeah, Dinah Washington, very, very, very dope jazz artist. This one was more like a blind buy because I kind of wanted to challenge myself, but I wanted to go to like the record store and pick out some artists I've never actually done talked about or never actually owned albums from them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So and you know Dinah Washington was like one of the most influential jazz artists at that time too. You know what I'm saying? So this one was a very, very, very surprising album that I got. Oh, for Lonely Lovers, that's the album. Yeah, this album came out 1960. Yeah, this album came out 1960. So yeah, if y'all can find it, must have in your collection.
Okay.
All right, now the rest is CDs, and I got a few more cassettes left. So I'm gonna knock these out right quick for y'all. I got the cassette version of Thriller from Aisha.
Mm. Okay.
This is the
So
only album I have. This is the only albums I have three formats of. I have the vinyl, the CD. Now I have the cassette version. We all
nice.
know about Thriller. I'm not even gonna go into it.
Eric got like every format. He got the laser disc. You got
Yeah,
the 8 track, the vinyl, everything.
right. We done a review on this album. It's Ludacris, Release
Mm,
Therapy.
mm,
This album came out in 2006. Very underrated album, if you ask me. This is when he cut the braids off, and you know he was really going through like a lot of shit around this time. You know what I'm saying? I think his friend died at that time too. You know, excuse me. You know he had his beef with Ti and shit too. So you know this is known for songs like War with God, Moneymaker, Grew Up a Screw Up, Slap. Very, very, very dope album. He even won a Grammy for Best Rap album.
how did
I think
that
it's,
happen? How did that happen?
I mean, this was a good album. This was
I'm
a good
trying to
album.
think of what did I give that album because that wasn't one of my favorites, and he lost his power with that. And you see, now that he grew his hair back, and you see him making freestyling videos again, he's back to old
I mean,
Ludacris. That's what I like.
Ludacris has always been Ludacris. Let's stop right
But
there.
he slipped. He did slip when he once he cut the braids off though. He did slip when he
I
gave
like
his shit like
I like Theater of the Mind. I like the least
I did not
therapy.
like
Now,
that.
Battle of the
No,
Sexes, Ludiversal,
that was decent. Ludaversal was trash. I did not like that.
yeah,
Yeah, he grew his hair out again. He's back to old Ludacris. I'm like, yo, you go Luda. That's the Ludacris I miss.
yeah, man. But I hate now when Buster cut his dreads
Yeah,
off. That's a different story. He didn't get his groove back until ELE 2. All right, I'm just gonna be real
right.
with you.
Facts.
All right,
Sam
now
Sam
these
said he
next
got more
ones,
over Ti. Okay.
these next ones right here, boy, man. All I gotta say is, man, Aisha hooked me up with a George Benson album. I think it's called 2020. You know what I'm saying? George Benson, very, very, very dope jazz artist. You know, he was known for songs like Reason, you know, Masquerade. Give Me the Night. He was known for all that shit. This album came out in 1985, and this is like when jazz and R&B was really trying to go hand in hand and shit like that. I've not heard this album, but I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah, that I agree with. Thriller was definitely an event. It was a game changing worldwide event when that came out.
Right. The next album we got is Johnny Gill, Provocative.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? This album came out in 1993. This album kind of went through a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? It's a good album,
Hmm.
but it wasn't really promoted as well,
No.
in my opinion. Around this time too, this I think that's when Andre Harrell was starting to come to Motown around this time, and yeah, this album because Bixby he left Motown to form his own label to take over another label at that time too. This is known for songs like "The Floor." That was a pretty hot record. "I Got You," "Long Way from Home." Yeah, this is a very, very, very underrated album. So
That
glad.
was that was in the dark days of Motown before K.R. Massenberg came there,
Yeah,
and they had artists like Horace Brown. They didn't promote his album. They had Miss Jones. They didn't promote her album. A lot of artists they didn't promote on Motown in that era.
yeah, because they were going through like a transitional period
Yeah,
at that time too. So
yeah, that's a dope album. That's a good one.
appreciate it.
We gotta we didn't do a review on that one, right?
No, not yet.
Yeah, do that. Yeah, I got that one too. I almost forgot about that one.
Yeah, I got Ninth Wonder and Buckshot with the Formula.
Great album.
Very great album.
Great album.
This was part of the whole boot camp click renaissance that happened in the mid to late 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Ninth Wonder, some of his best beats are on this record too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Ninth, shout out to Xavier. Hope y'all doing good. You know what I'm saying? This is actually the second album they came out with together. The first one with Chemistry back in '05.
Hmm.
This was known for songs like Go All Out, What's Up With You, Hold It Down with Talib Kweli. This was a very, very, very great album. Classic.
Hmm.
Well,
I got that
very-
the first day it came out at FYE, and it definitely was one of the best ones. It didn't get promoted at all. A lot of these albums didn't get promoted.
nah. Then I got Blackstreet,
Yes.
Another Level album.
I thought you had that already.
I never had a Blackstreet
You never
album.
had,
These are
never
the
you
first.
never had one. You didn't buy the first one, really?
Nah,
Is there any reason or
they were just rare as fuck. They were
yeah,
just rare as
now they
fuck.
are, yeah. Now they are.
And like I said, the albums I saw in stores really was like the latter albums
Yeah, that would have
and
been
shit too. Which Aisha gave me this one too. You know what I'm saying? This was known for songs like No Diggity, Fix. I kind of prefer the remix with Fishbone,
yeah,
Older You Bastard, Slash. That's the version I like.
that was different.
Yeah. Yeah, this is actually my second favorite album from them. I'm still a fan of the first album, but glad I got this one and to an extent the Finally album. So
I agree, Wally. I agree. That was my introduction to Michael was Thriller. He was definitely on a different planet when that came out.
right. Then we got 3 6 Mafia with The Most Known Unknown.
That's a
This
good album
album,
too.
yeah, this album came out in 2005. Um, this is actually the first 3 6 Mafia album, minus the Gangsta Boo album that I ever had in my collection.
Really?
And I, because they're rare as fuck. Come on,
They are.
I've been always trying to get Mystic Styles, but
Yeah, that's
that's the
R.Kelly.
rarest album. But yeah, this is kind of good because this is actually my introduction to 3 6 Mafia.
Mhm.
Songs like Poppin' My Collar, love that song, Stay Fly, Don't You Get Mad. You know what I'm saying? Very, very. This is like the last great album that they ever put out.
I like
You know,
the song they did with Remy Ma on that album. The Remy Martin joint.
which one was that
Is
one?
that on there?
Oh,
I know they did a song with Remy
Got
Martin.
Your Hook. Yeah,
Yeah,
Got Your
that
Hook.
joint is fire. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a great album.
All right. Then Eric sent me the Jackson 5 with the third album.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? Very, very, very cool album. Very soulful. This was known for songs like I'll Be There. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knows that song.
Mhm.
They did another Delphonics cover called Ready or Not. Which the Delphonics was an influence to them growing up and shit too. So Yeah, man. This one, very, very, very great album. Very underrated, if you ask me. Yeah, must have in your collection.
You got the one with the Obi strip on it.
The what?
The Obi strip, the strip on the side of it.
Let me check. Hold on.
The OBI strip.
You
Yeah,
like this?
yeah, yeah. That's what they call it. The strip, the OBI strip.
Yeah, it's like I think some Japan reissue. I think.
Yeah, that's dope. Yes, I love Ti. Great. Now he to me is better than Jeezy when it comes to trap.
Yeah. Then we got Rolling Stones. Go Ahead Soup. This album came out in 1973. Now, if you guys have watched me, you guys know I'm not really the biggest fan of this album. This is when they came out with After Exile on Main Street, and they came out with this album. It was like, but it did have some joint. I love Dancing with Mr. D. I love that song. Angie was cool 100 years ago. Was okay, but something was definitely missing with this one. Even the album cover, like with like Big Jag, I think he's dressed up as a goat or something. I don't know, man.
What was that?
But yeah, I've done a review on this album years ago. So then I got Rainbow with Rising.
Rainbow. Who's that?
This is progressive rock band. Ronnie James Dio was in this one. You know what I'm saying? Richie Blackmore, I think, was in this group because they had different versions of this group. Hold on. Yeah, Ronnie James Dio, Richie Blackmore, Tony Carey, Jimmy Bain, and Cozy Pozell. They're like a progressive hard rock group. You know what I'm saying? It's been years since I've actually got this album. I'm so glad I got this one. This is a very dope album. You know what I'm saying? This is known for songs like Starstruck. This is known for like for Tarot Woman, Stargazer. Yeah, must have in your collection.
Oh yeah, Ti definitely. The first 6 albums to me are his best shit.
Right. And then we have Cut Close,
Yeah.
the only album. Surrender. This album came out in 1995. Very, very, very great album, in my opinion. We've done a review on this album years ago too. And it kills me how this album was so fucking underrated. Like,
Yeah.
this is known for songs like I like you've never been done, Get Up on It remix, love that remix, Surrender, Do Me, this had the great Athena Cage on it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Must have in your collections, albums out of print.
Who's Hip Hop Harry?
You saw what?
Hip Hop Harry? Who's that?
Hip Hop Harry.
I don't know what he's talking about. Oh man.
I don't know, man. Then we have Dusty Springfield with Dusty in Memphis. I mentioned this album when we did the R&B list a couple weeks ago. This album came out in 1968, I believe. You know what I'm saying? This is when she was did this album with like the Atlantic Records band and whatnot too, because she wanted that more soulful sound. Very, 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 very dope album. You know what I'm saying? This was known for the song "Son of a Preacher Man." That's been sampled so many times in hip hop and R&B. Breakfast in Bed. Just One Smile. You know what I'm saying? This is like some of the earliest Blue Eyed Soul, which I hate that fucking term, but yeah, very, very, very great album. Must have in your collection. A review on this album is definitely coming soon.
Okay.
And the last album is Jimmy Cliff with the Harder They Come soundtrack.
That's a good one.
Yes.
That's a good one.
The album came out in 1972. It's the Jamaican crime movie of the same name. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this soundtrack right here, this was like one of the soundtracks that pretty much played a huge part in bringing reggae into the United States. Because like 1 year before this album came out, Bob Marley came out with the Catch a Fire album and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, the rest is history. Almost like Harder They Come. I love that song, Many Rivers to Cross. Draw Your Breaks. This is the reggae. This is fucking reggae at its prime, in my opinion. definitely expect a review on this one because I definitely got to do reggae reviews because I've done dancehall reviews. But
Right.
yeah.
It's I'm
Oh,
just it's hard to quote it's hard to quote them because they're saying the lyrics in like the Jamaican accent. So
right, right. But yeah, now I know who Hip Hop Harry is. He's like that baby show. He was a baby show with like this guy dressed up as like the hip hop bear, yellow. Now I know what you're talking about.
oh, okay.
But
Got in. I still know what you're talking about. I never seen it.
yeah. But I'm gonna actually end this off right here because it's 12:30 and yeah, you guys know what time it is after midnight. You guys know I gotta watch that Power
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm about to chill out for a little bit, get some work done. But this has been a fun, interesting reviews that we've done today. You know what I'm saying? Definitely feel like I have some more albums that's coming in the mail. So probably next couple of weeks, I'm gonna show some more shit. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, hope you guys enjoy what I got, and stay tuned for August. Next 5 months. Wait, excuse me, 4 months.
Come on.
That's when the next collection video is. So the month of May, I'm just gonna chill out on again that shit. I'm gonna chill out, save some bread, you know, get my life together, and then maybe mid to late June I'll start collecting again. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So next one, I don't know when August, but more than likely be the last week of August, and then after that it's gonna be one in December. So stay tuned on that. Couple of announcements I gotta make. So tomorrow, I think I want to say 11 o'clock. I'm gonna drop the review that we did on Madonna's first two albums. You know what I'm saying? I would have gone live with that, but I got to go to Greensboro. I got to go to Greensboro and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to go see how AJ's doing. So really, really can't wait to that because I haven't seen that nigga in like ages and shit too. So shout out to the boy AJ. Sunday, Sunday we're gonna also talk about Shalimar with the Go For It album, which that's gonna be a very interesting review because that was recorded around the same time as the Friends album. So I could have done a double review on those two, but I love both those albums separately. So Friends is gonna be the week after next, which
Okay.
that spoiler alert, that might be my favorite album. Keyword spoiler alert. But we'll talk about all that. We'll talk about all that shit. Um Also between Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, I'm not gonna do any videos. I'm gonna be on vacation. I'm gonna see Janet Jackson on tour.
Nice.
If I do a video Wednesday, it's gonna be a late night stream, just catching up, just in case I go CD shopping there too, just in case I might show y'all what I got. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Wednesday, if it is Wednesday, it's gonna be a late night stream. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, just expect some more dope shit. And if you guys have not watched, we've done Who Has the Worst Albums, Jay-Z or Nas on Try's channel.
That was funny.
What's the name of your homeboy again? I forgot his name.
Oh, Kavase.
Kaveh.
Yeah,
Shout out
he's
to
a
Kaveh.
producer and rapper, and I gotta bring him on more because he said a lot of hot takes tonight that I never heard.
Please do. Yeah, please do
I'm
because
like, what are you saying, bro?
but
Man,
yeah, I'm surprised like you didn't see that interview where Ghost said he didn't care for Iron Man like
I
that.
didn't see it. Well, I mean, that's shocking to me. 'Cause I'm like, Iron Man to me was a classic. You know
Yeah, it's a classic to us, but he felt like he rushed it, which I'm just like, come on, man.
how? RZA
But,
was rushing everything. He was doing like 4 or 5 albums at the same time.
right.
I don't get it.
But yeah, man. Definitely like can't wait to talk more about some Woo reviews.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely gonna do some Woo reviews next month.
Maybe we could get Wale on for one of those since he wants to come on here. He wants to come on here and talk about Pac. So
Okay, man. I mean,
you know what I mean?
like I said before, I wish I would find his email because I guess it's been a while since he came up here and shit too. And I know how Streeter likes to erase certain emails I be sending to people and shit
Right.
if I don't do it regularly.
Right.
But appreciate this try as usual.
Yeah, man.
The Best of Both Worlds album is actually out of print, but if you can find it, you must have in your collection. Other than that, hope everyone has a wonderful night. I'm gonna chill out and watch some Power, figure out what Tyreek is gonna be up to this episode and shit.
Right.
So I'm gonna see y'all later.
All right.
Peace.
Peace.